Really, I'm not a big fan of Korean or Japanese Dramas. They are live action series. I prefer American series or or just Japanese animes. But somehow I decided to watch. Yeah, I tried to watch. I tried to watch one of the best Korean dramas, Goblin, in Russian dubs, like voiced by Russian actors, but I managed to watch only one episode. Uh, and I think that's all. That's all. I tried to watch the mm, Bride of the Water God, and I watched through all 15 episodes, but I watched without um, audio, so I know in general the plot, and I liked the actors, the play, the acting, and the faces of two main characters. And yeah, I watched without audio um, another drama, Korean drama on some sports, uh, like the strong girl someone. In any case, at some point I wanted to watch Korean dramas, but with English audio. But there is no such things, because for Americans, Korean dramas are are showed with subtitles. They use the original Korean audio plus American subtitles, or I could watch Russian versions, Russian translations of Korean dramas with Russian audio, and I didn't want to do this, so I kind of left always um, left Korean dramas aside. But I finally decided to watch one particular drama, which is a Squid Game. It was very popular in the 2019. It was the international hit, and it was the most watched series on Netflix, about 400 something. And this series even we won against any American series made for Netflix, whatever in the history. The next series that became popular and that took the second place as the most watched series on Netflix after the Squid Game was Wednesday, and it was the American series, but the rating was about 200 or something, like twice less than the rating for the Squid Game. So I decided to watch this stuff, I think, couple of months ago, and I watched it in the Korean, with the Korean audio, but with English subtitles. And because they talk not very, I don't know, much, and not very quickly, I was able to read, to read, no, I was able to read the subtitles and kind of watch the screen without losing the information from both of these channels. Yeah, because there was no much action on the screen either. And the first series were quite long, and I don't know what is it what it was about, so I just watched. And somewhere in the end, about the last I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, the real action began, and I liked it. And then I watched the rest of series, about 7 or maybe 8 other episodes, or maybe even 11. I don't know for sure how long this series were, but I watched all the episodes without scrolling through them. I read all the subtitles. I can't say that this series is the best series in the world, because for me they are the combination of the Saw and something like the Schindler's List, because they they are like the roller coaster. They move from the games which are the lighter version of the Saw games. In the Saw, the characters, some random people, were put into some mechanical devices, and they had the choice to, let's say, cut their own leg, or take out their own eye, something like that. But then get the key from the eye socket. The key was hidden and behind the eye, and then use this key to get out of the chains, because if they fail to do this in 1 minute, then some mechanisms will kill them by cutting them in half or something like that. Most of the people fail to do this stuff and they die, but other people succeed in this endeavors, and they continue to live, but they stay some invalids, maybe without some particular limbs. And this is the Saw. The series of movies, the Saw franchise, is kind of gore movie, because it's more about showing how people cut themselves in half, yeah, to survive. Most of the people don't like this stuff, but this kind of actions in the movie seems quite realistic, because usually they can survive after taking this damage to their own body. It's not like they will just stand up and run away like in many American action movies, but they will live with some prosthetic parts and so on. And the Squid Game uses the same kind of games in it. Lots of people. First, initially, there were 450 people, and they compete against something, or they compete against each other. And those who survive, they will continue to compete in these games, and those who fail, they died. They died just in the course of the game, or they are killed by the people who made this game, and these people have these guns, and they kill everyone who failed to go through this game. In any case, in this aspect, the Squid Game is kind of similar to the Saw franchise, but all this stuff is more light. Like, you know, they have the run against time when some mechanism set them to stop, and if the mechanism detected that some of them were moving during this pause, these people were killed from the guns. Or they should they play the game of tag with a kind of 10 and 10 people against each other, and when one team pulled successfully the rope to their side, the other team, all 10 people, just fell somewhere to the bottom of a very deep pit, and they died. It's not like there were lots of intestines, like the gray matter of the brain, lots of blood, but they really died. And in this aspect, these two franchises are quite similar. But the second part of the Squid Game is similar to Schindler's List, because after this kind of adrenaline part of competing and surviving, there was a long period of time when they exchanged the stories. There were lots of emotions about those people who died and so on. And this was like getting the tears from forcing the tears from the viewers, like in the Schindler List, with all this Schindler's List, with all this music when this guy saved this small bunch of people from the I think concentrated camp. Well, so I didn't like this concept of the movie much, because there were 8 games, and the games were always about struggling to survive, competing against each other, maybe betraying each other, and then lots of people died. Yeah. And it was just like the stuff when you saw when you see the battle of gladiators in the ancient Rome. It's more like you feel the adrenaline rush in you, because you are interested in who will survive and who will die. And then after each of these 8 games, there was a period of time when they talked a lot, they get a lot of tears, emotions. Personally, I prefer to keep these two genres separate. Like, if you want to see this slasher genres with lots of blood, meat, and other stuff, you can watch it. And if you want to have this emotional stuff, you watch melodramas and dramas, and you feel the tears in your eyes and the something in your throat, and it's like the way to take out some of your emotions. But when you go with all these roller coaster stuff, from the high to the low, from the top to the bottom again and again, it's kind of uh, you know, it seems a little bit uh, too difficult for me. Yeah, and though I watched all this stuff, I prefer to I prefer this slasher part without any intelligent what analysis. Just no, it's cool to watch like they uh, cut themselves, saw their own legs out of the body, and they died. Well, that's really cool. Sometimes when I have the particular mood to watch this stuff, but to mix this with the emotional part doesn't look very uh, I, not interesting, promising maybe because people like this stuff of adrenaline gladiators battles, and but they kind of afraid of all this gore stuff on the screen. They don't watch this show, but they want to watch this in some more light fashion. Maybe because of that, the Squid Game so popular. Because the mm, I don't think that the emotional part brings so much relevation uh, compared to something like the Titanic or other movies where lots of people shed lots of tears and they die anyway. Well, what I wanted to say, I had some interesting idea, but it just slipped out of my mind. Oh, okay, I remember now. The same stuff I can say about the train to Busan. It was the movie about zombies in the zombie outbreak in Korea, when several pairs, like a father and a girl, a pregnant woman and her husband, a young girl and a young boy, and they all found themselves in this zombie outbreak, and then they somehow loaded on this train, and this train moved to the south of uh, South Korea, to Busan, where military created this border and controlled it, and no zombie passed through this border, so Busan was a zombie-free territory, and all these people traveled in this train. Maybe I don't know, maybe half an hour or maybe an hour later after the movie started, and of course there were zombies on this train, and lots of them died, and only the pregnant woman and the daughter that was previously with her father, they 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 too managed to cross this border, and military took them to the safety zone, and that was cool to watch the fast zombies, the way people turned into zombies very fast. But then there were so many emotions, cries, tears, and this stuff from the nose after some particular person died, and when when there were three when there were three of them on the train with the father of this girl. The girl was about, I don't know, 7, maybe 10 years old, but they three were on the train. The train moved to Busan, and then the father discovered the last zombie in the cabin of the driver of this train, and he fought with the zombie, and the zombie beat him, and he this father jumped out of the train before he transformed into zombie to save her daughter. And this moment was so annoying because this girl cried all the time. She started to cry when her father decided to separate with her, and she cried when he jumped from the train, and she tried all the way when they moved in this train. Then this train stopped. Then this pregnant woman took this girl, and this girl cried all the way, screamed and cried. And I was very surprised that this woman didn't give birth to her child. I think she was already at the 8th or the 9th month of her pregnancy, because she had lots of stress when she and her husband ran from these zombies, then when her husband was killed, and then this girl cried and screamed all the time. It was so annoying. It was so hard to hear, but the woman was really hard, tough, and cool, and she managed to calm this girl. And the interesting part that this girl started to sing a song for this baby in the belly of this woman. I don't know. Maybe this girl wanted to calm herself by singing this song. Maybe she wanted to calm this woman because she realized that she made so much noise and create so much anxiety for this woman. But the most interesting part, then first, when they walked through this dark corridor that was controlled dark tunnel that was controlled by the military guys with the guns from one of the sides, they were just walking along this tunnel, and the commander of these military guys ordered to kill both of them because the corridor was long and it was dark, and these military guys just saw that these two characters were moving, and because they had the chance that these two were zombies, they should have eliminated them before they cross this tunnel. And then this girl began to sing, and the commander understood that the girl was a person, a human, and the woman was a human, and then he ordered the military guys to ensure the safety of these two civilians and put them into the safety zone. So this last episode was quite cool, but again, the movie lasted about 2 hours, and during all 2 hours there were these seesaw stuff, like the action scenes when they fought against zombies, when they ran from the zombies, and then someone of them died. But then there was this long part when they cried, screamed, and made all this annoying non-logical stuff, and then this repeated again and again. So this is the mm, the same pattern that we see in the Squid Game, and I must say that the Train to Busan became the best picture of the year in the South Korea, in South Korea, in China and other territories in Asia. And maybe this was because of this mixture of kind of slasher and meat, and this screams, tears, and other stuff. I don't like this mixture, but obviously most of the people like, and because there is the demand for this kind of mixtures in the movie, there is a supply. So I should say that the Squid Game is quite cool. It's an interesting, but if I didn't know that this is the best series on Netflix of all the time, I would never pay so much attention to this movie. It would be just some series that I watched. I remembered uh, uh, them, and then I would successfully forget about them. Anyway, this is my ideas, my thoughts about the two products, the Squid Game and the Busan Train, and as we can see, they are quite similar in some cases. So I found some interesting parallels between the way these two movies were implemented, and maybe this particular pattern made these two products very successful in their own areas, the series and the movie. That's all.